Hello, good morning, and welcome to the latest edition, the next edition of my podcast, Living Against All Odds with Mitochondria, in relation with my book, Living Against All Odds with Mitochondria. Hello, my name's Ian, and this morning I'm going to talk to you about parasailing. I went parasailing. If you've read the book, or if you're going to read the book, you'll not parasailing. Parasailing you do when you're in Spain on the back of a boat, and they lift you up in the air. I've done that as well, but this was paragliding. Sorry, I've got the two mixed up there. Paragliding. We went to an outdoor centre in Keswick. For disabled. They do other activities there, like horse riding and canoeing and sailing, but this was a specific week. This was a paragliding week. They got an instructor in, a paragliding instructor, and another guy that could take people up. And basically, I'm in a wheelchair, and you're in like a what they were calling a flyability buggy, and then the instructor stood attached to it behind you, and most of the week we couldn't, because the weather wasn't that great. Because unfortunately it was the Lake District, and you know what the Lake District is like, or if you don't know what the Lake District is like, even in the summer it can be fairly miserable. And not when I say miserable, the weather can be on and off. It can rain even when it's, like say, June, July. So luckily we got a good few days paragliding, but a lot of the days was just a case of taking off and then landing. But there was 1 or 2 days when we had a good 40 minutes in the air each. Other than that, it was basically waiting around in the field, because there was about 8 of us. So, 2 people went up at a time. But the day when we went up for 40 minutes, we were up in the sky, and the instructor kind of had heard his phone ringing, so he went to check his messages, gave me the controls, and and I distinctly remember him saying, "No, hold it up a bit higher, you'll stall it." And I'm like, "Oh heck, if I stall it, we'll just end up going right to the ground." and yeah, it was a crazy experience the whole week. I got frustrated and upset towards the end of the week, because being sat in a field all week in the open air, because of my condition, I struggle with energy, so I got fairly tired, no matter how much sleep or how I tried to sleep on a night. But it was still a really, really good time. And there was we kind of sat in this room at meal times along with the other people on the course, and then on last night we thought, we'll go out for a meal and have a drink out and all this, and so we went out for a meal and stuff, and we invited the instructors. And one of the instructors kind of said to me, "So you're off up on your own tomorrow, Ian?" And I'm like, "Alright then." And I thought about it and I thought about it, but by this point I was really tired after the whole week. So I says, well, I'll go, but I'll if you pass me the controls, I'll land it, because by that point they were giving us the controls to land the paraglider, and yeah, so I was quite tired. But I mean, if really, usually I'm much more daring, and I thought to myself, what are you doing? Because I'm usually quite daring, and usually I would. It was just because I had such a crazy week, and the guy was like, well, we'll keep radio contact with you, because obviously I can't see very far. One of the things that does stick in my mind is I set off one time, got back down, and someone said, oh, what was the takeoff like, Ian? I was like, oh, it was alright. And the instructor turned around to me and said, yeah, we missed this wire mesh by inches. And I'm like, oh, did we? Because obviously I can't see very far. And yeah, so that was a really good, and it, as I say, I think Keswick, they still do things like that. So, you know, if I'm sure it was 12 years ago, but I'm sure they still do things like that. Certainly activities, if not paragliding. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so and I was just about to move house, so I kept talking about with me going to move house, and I didn't want to talk about it at the start of the week, but by the end of the week people were saying, oh, you're moving house, Ian, you never mentioned that. And yeah, that was a great week, and yeah, thank you very much. I've got someone at the side of me giving me signals, and I don't know why she does hand signals to me, because I can't see what she's doing. She's laughing away there, but
1 minute left.
1 minute left. Thank you very much, Lorna. But yeah, so I will be along in the next week or so to talk to you and go into a bit more detail about another activity, another adventure that was in the book Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.